Okay, let's look at another example. Okay, on calculation on the vertical curve, and in this case, the question says two gradients A and B falling to the right, 115 and 125. You're given a ratio this time instead of percentages, are to be connected by a parabolic vertical curve 250. Now you are now given L. Okay, L is given now, and you were also told that reduced level B, okay, is 3627 changes and 8464 reduced level, and we are asked to calculate or prepare setting out table, setting out data at 20 meter. So let's give you a quick sketch. A to B falling at minus 6.7%, and B to C falling at 4%. Okay, we change that into percentage. So A is the tangent point at starting of the curve, and C is the tangent point at the end of the curve, and B is where the two grades intersect. All right, now P minus 6.7, Q minus 4. L is basically equal to half of big L, or half of the length, so which is 125. Challenge A given as 3627. So 3627, which is that value there, minus this length here. Okay, the length which is 125. So that's why we have 3502 for change of A, whereas change of C will simply be change of A plus the length of the curve, which is 250, so that gives us 3752 meters. So change A, change C. Okay, the other thing, or the next thing we have to find out, what's the reduced level of A and what's the reduced level of C? Reduced level. Okay, or sometimes certain drawing use this notation. Okay, just to denote that is a reduced level or a proposed level. Okay, we need to find the difference in height. Okay, let me just delete that. Okay, we need to find the distance there, which is DH. Okay, DH. So DH in this case, because I'm going to calculate from there to there. So this gradient now, I'm going to change it to positive. Okay, so 6.7 over 100 times 1 to 5. So that tells me that distance is 8.38. So that reduced level will simply be reduced level of B plus 8.38. So that gives us 93.02. Okay, so that is for reduced level of A. Now for the reduced level of C, I would require that DH, okay, which is basically minus 4 now, because I'm going from B to C, so it's a negative grade. So minus 4 over 100 times 125, so I end up with minus 5 meter. So simply, reduced level of C will be reduced level of B plus DH BC, which is minus 5. So we end up with 79.64. So that will be reduced level of C. And lastly, the offset Y, okay, by using the equation algebraic difference P minus Q times X squared over 400 times 125, which is L. So you can generalize it like this to make your calculation easier if you like, or otherwise just keep it as it is. Okay, so that's the calculations that we need to do before we actually prepare the table. So that's sort of an initial calculation of the preambles. Okay, so that's what you need to do before you move on to calculating the table. And the next slide shows the setting up table. Okay, we're going to have changes on your left all the way around from A 3502 all the way down to C. Okay, and it's all 20 meters, 20, 40, 60, 80, 0020. But you have to remember to put in point B in the calculation. So you might have to put 1 in there like that. So the next one will then be the round number multiple of 20, except for the last one on C. Okay, X will be the distance from A. So when you go down the list, when you get to the last point here, the tangent, the second tangent, you should get 250, which is equal to the length of the curve L. DH, okay, we're going to use minus 6.7 over 100 times X. Simply take that value there, okay, and you come up with all this figure. This is to show you the difference in height between all the points on the grid, okay. So having gotten that, what's the reduced level of the grid? Will simply be reduced level A, okay, plus the difference in height, okay. So 9302 is the reduced level of A, okay, which is the reduced level of A, reduced level on the curve, because A is on the curve. That applies to C as well. C is also on the curve. Okay, so 9302, excuse me, okay, 9302 plus that, you get this. Okay, what's the next one? Your DH is minus 2.55. Again, reduced level of A, 93.02 plus that, which is minus 2.55. You got that. So that will go all the way down when you get to, until you get to C. Okay, so remember, when we do the calculation, okay, we will calculate, or we will do it from point the first tangent. Okay, so if I could just draw here, maybe just a simple diagram. So if that's a rising gradient, that's a falling gradient. So when we do our calculation, we have to extend that to point C here, point A there. So when we talk about the DH, okay, let me change to another color. I'm going to use red again now. Okay, if I draw a horizontal like that, so we say DH is that distance there. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. Okay, is that's distance there. So we'll calculate everything from A. Beyond B, we're going to project that line. Okay, so that's what we mean by DH. Okay, let me just erase that now. Oops, sorry. It looks so cluttered. Okay, just erase that. Okay, that looks better. All right. Okay then. So you will continue calculating the reduced level, okay, on the grid till you get to the last point, 7627. But that will only give you the reduced level on the grid. If I just can draw it again there, that is a slope of the grid, and let's assume that's a vertical curve. Okay, so when we calculated, what we have calculated are basically the reduced level on the grid, which is that point there. But what do we require? We require reduced level on curve, which is, I'm going to use red now, which is that point there. So that's what we need, that's what we require. So that distance, if you recollect, is the offset y. So the next column after that will be the calculation of y. Okay, p minus q over 400 little l x square. Okay, so you get all that. Continue. We were talking about y. Okay, we were talking about calculating y, and we were talking about calculating or determining the reduced level on the grid, which is given by the red dot there. Okay, now so that reduced level would be reduced level on the grid minus y. So that's what we have here. Okay, that let me just, oops, sorry. Okay, 9181 reduced level on grid minus that, which is minus plus. So we got that one. Same thing here. 9047 minus that, you have 90.55. Okay, and you work your way all through downwards till you get to point C, or your tangent point. Okay, the next tangent point, the second tangent point, and that one agrees to what we have calculated before we started doing the table. So that will be our check. Okay, we check that against that one there, we just calculated before. Okay, so that one equals to what we have gotten in the table. Alright, okay, so it's quite straightforward. Okay, it's just understanding what is what. Okay, what is the difference in height, and what is what we meant by reduced level on the grid and reduced level on the curve. So what will require at the end of the day would be change and reduced level on the grid. Sorry, what I'm trying to say is reduced level on the curve. So change and reduce level on the curve. Okay, so that'll be the end of this chapter 5, and thank you for watching the video. And you got any questions, so feel free either to get in touch through the forum, the e-learning, or you can always message me. Okay, so thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and salam sejahtera.
انضم معنا الآن واشترك بالقناة ليصلك كل جديد. وايساج، معا نحو مستقبل مشرق.